Now this is probably the best VR headset for sim racing until today. I've got down here what I think might be the new champion. This is a Pimax Crystal. I've been very lucky to be using this really intensively in sim racing over the last few months in iRacing, Anesthetic Competizione, loads of other stuff as well. And it is an absolute beast, this thing. It is way better than my PSVR 2. It's also way more expensive. And that's where the next headset's going to come in. Before I show you it, I want to let you know what we have here on the Pimax Crystal. We've got inside-out tracking. We've got a battery in the back. This actually works standalone. You don't need to connect to the computer, although for sim racing you would. And it's relatively heavy. It's quite heavy, this thing. Right. Here I have a box from Pimax. And this, I think, could be the real king of sim racing in VR, i.e. if you want to do sim racing in VR and PC, this could be the headset. Now this is a review unit, and I haven't tried it yet. I'm going to try it in this video. We're going to try it on the Sims. But first impressions are it's a lot more compact because this is the Pimax Crystal Light. Oh my goodness. That is so much lighter. I'm not sure there's that many people in the world right now who are able to do a comparison, but I can tell you this is significantly lighter. And you can see the faceplates here. If I put them up like that, my nose is getting in the way. I'm so mal-coordinated. There we go. So very similar form factors. And like I said, this is a review unit from Pimax. And I believe it's available for $699 if you use my affiliate code in the description, which gives you a discount. So, and by the way, I would get some commission on that. So definitely don't rush and do anything now. Have a look at this video and other videos as well. So it comes in the box with 2 controllers. These are basically exactly the same as the Pimax Crystal controllers I can see. And I'm going to explain why the Pimax Crystal Light is cheaper and lighter. We don't have the battery in the back. They've got rid of the battery. I never used it. It was, to be honest, a bit of a pain. Kept asking to be recharged and everything. And yes, because of that, actually, this isn't... Oh, it's actually different on the front. So this is a difference. Here we go. Pimax Crystal on the front. And Pimax Crystal Light. Can you see that the fronts are different? In the light, there's not those buttons on that side. And also, don't I plug it in? Yes, there's a USB-C there that you'll often see me plugging into. But this one doesn't have it. The Crystal Light doesn't have it. And is it also going to be a bit of a simpler cable thing? We'll see as well. I've got some stuff in here which is, I think, power cable stuff. I might be able to just use the existing power cable I've got from the Pimax Crystal. And this is a big point. Let's see cabling, because the cabling has been improved as well. They say, I went down to the Pimax Crystal Roadshow event in London and I asked the product lead at Pimax all about the Pimax Crystal Light and whether sim racing is important for them. And sim racing is important for them, which I suspect is why they're giving me a review unit. So I'm going to be standing up for sim racers. And Pimax has said very transparently, by the way, that they want feedback, good and bad. They want feedback because that's the only way they're going to improve. I only really these days work with brands that sort of are happy to go on that basis. So just so you know. Right, here's stuff coming out. And there's going to be something in here that I suspect might be a power thing. Yes, it is. So this is, you can see, the power thing, for lack of a better word. And there will be the country adapter will go in there. But then coming out the back, you can see there's a power. So a power will go in there, but we have 2. What do we have here exactly? 2 display ports. Or is that USB-A? Oh goodness, that's a USB-A. So just 1 display port and a USB-A. I'm pretty sure my Pimax Crystal has a different setup. But let's get it connected right now and see. Okay, so here is the Pimax Crystal Light connected and firmware updated. I haven't seen it on yet. In fact, I've never... Whoa! It's on already. It's on already, but I'm on the floor, basically. I want to try and show you what I'm seeing. So I need to get the controllers. Right, here we go. Here's the moment of truth then. You can see, hopefully, it's all working. I'm going to, here at Silverstone, going to put the headset on. And remember, I haven't calibrated anything whatsoever. And I will need to. So I'm going to recenter. So now I'm recentered. Something isn't quite right. I think there is some sort of, it feels like there's some sort of flickering that I haven't quite worked out yet. It might be my IPD. So here, there should be somewhere a manual IPD scroll that I remember seeing, and now I'm trying to find it. Where would it be? It would be around here, surely. Yes, there we go. Now it's manually doing my IPD. Okay, so this is a thing that we had modes on in the Pimax Crystal. Right, I can't hear anything yet. Got speakers. So I do options, sound. And go on the grid. Oh, I can hear something now. So I'm in now. This is it. It's very, very, very crisp. I don't feel super comfortable with this off the bat though. I need to, damn it. Here we go then, racing in the Pimax Crystal Light for the first time. And I need to get this cable into a better place. But already the lightness is genuine. So I'm in iRacing here. I'm not completely happy. We're in 72. You can see we're holding 71 Hertz. But I just want to tweak a few of the settings here. So because we can hold that, I want to go and put some of these on higher. I want to have the cars on higher detail. I want to have the event high, crowds, that's all right. That's all right. Particles, I want to have medium. I want to have anti-aliasing on. I want to have heat haze on. I want to do this. I want the high car textures. And what else do I want? Put the sky medium as well. Okay, and I'm actually going to quit out because there's some settings I want to just change in the Pimax Crystal Light just to make it a bit more comfortable like I had on my full Pimax Crystal. You know what, I'm going to try and push it to 90. Let's see if 90 makes a difference. So now we go at 90 Hertz. And I'm going to redo that race. And I'm actually going to do it in OpenVR. This is a different rendering solution. So I'm in SteamVR now. I'll need to calibrate it again. Remember, I haven't calibrated this headset yet, stupidly. I've just put it on. 99%. Okay, we're in. And this does look better, actually. Is the frame rate going to hold at 90 FPS? So we'll have to see. So it's very important to get the angle right. I can feel it makes a huge amount of difference to the backlighting actually. And wow, oh my goodness, this is much, much, much better. Much better. It's very crisp now. First race in the Pimax Crystal Light. The steering wheel is just so locked in front of me. I think I need to work out, maybe just adjust my IPD because it's not as good in the distance, and it should be. It's kind of like a lens sort of IPD thing. It's not a quality thing. So it just feels like I'm a bit short-sighted at the moment. But this is absolutely divine, I have to say. The combination of this car I've jumped into and obviously the Moser FSR, look at just those bits of oversteer as we get on the power and how controllable it is. And therefore how fun it is, and I can look around the mirror at Silverstone. I mean, this is, I mean, you'd be a Formula One team wouldn't have this like 10 years ago, I'm sure. Oh my goodness, that was so close. Someone's turned around there. As they often do in iRacing, weirdly. It's so fun to control the oversteer. And I remember driving this car in Monza in the Pimax Crystal, and I think I hadn't run a few updates in the software that I've got now, and this is just absolutely buttery smooth. Do I have the frame rate meter? Yeah, 90 FPS there. That's good enough for me. See the lock up there on the front right? You can see it. This is very, 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 very good. This is genuinely extremely good. And I haven't even calibrated the headset. Like, I haven't calibrated it and I haven't tweaked the settings. And when I was at the Pimax Crystal Roadshow, people were telling me about how they get really stuck into the settings and they're tweaking everything to get it perfect for them. So I know that there's customization there available for me. But I'm enjoying driving this car. This is closer, like driving a go-kart in real life, than some Sims driving on a screen, if that makes sense. Like, it's just so much more intuitive. And I have driven a car like this at Silverstone on the Stowe circuit, one of those experiences. This is going to be a great tool. And if you're I think where this is probably a good market for this is... Was that my wang? I don't see a front wing. I don't see a front wing. My front wing's gone. I can't see it anymore. I can't see it. That's something you can only do in VR. I'm going to do a Pascal Verline here and just crack on. And damn nearly win the thing like he did. But yeah, that's very, 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 very good. Very good. All right, now what I want to do is I want to dive into Assetto Corsa Competizione. Back off it at Cops. Just going to park it on the apex at Cops. That's the responsible thing to do. Okay, I'm in ACC in the Mustang. I'm just going to recenter. I think there were quite a few updates I just hadn't done on my Pimax Crystal. Here we go. I'm just going to make sure that we've got all of my settings. It feels bigger. The wheel feels bigger than when I've done it on my Pimax Crystal. I'm not sure why. That might be because of some of the IPD things differently. So I'm going to go into controls. Steering is going to be on the Moser. And then all I need is shift up and shift down and we're good to go. So here we are then. How is it going to be in ACC in the Pimax Crystal Light? You know what? It's just the name. It's, oh my goodness. This game just looks just ridiculously good, in my opinion. And sounds good. But I have to say, the proportions, I feel like I'm in a bigger car here. It must be the IPD. In fact, I just want to tilt it a bit. Ah, there we go. So still some fine tuning needed when it comes to actually wearing the headset, getting that sweet spot. But do I know it's different to my Pimax Crystal for sure, but I suspect a lot of this is just in the setup.
Green light, give it all you can.
And we're racing now. I mean, all the graphics here are really turned up.
Car on the left, clear on the left.
Oh, I felt like I was going to hit that NSX over the curb. You can't really, I've got to be honest, you can't really go wrong racing in VR like this. And I'm not someone that, I don't have a huge load of patience for stuff requiring installs and updates. I just want to get going. I've got to create content as well. So I just need it to sort of work. And in this video here, you've seen me literally take it out of the box and going racing in iRacing and ACC. Yes, we've cut some of the loading screens out and whatnot, but fundamentally it just hasn't taken a lot of time at all! Oh goodness, I've killed the AMG, sorry bro! I do apologise! And the Audi as well! I do feel like the frame rate isn't as high as I've had in the Pimax Crystal. So again, I might need to do some settings there. It feels choppier. It doesn't feel like a smooth 90. So there's some tweaking for me to do. But fundamentally, the Pimax Crystal has a lot of the same stuff. So the Pimax Crystal Light has a lot of the same stuff as the Pimax Crystal. It doesn't have, I believe, it's a dynamic or the eye tracking for the foveated rendering. It doesn't have that, and I think there's something about the local dimming. I'm not an expert. What I'll do is I'll put a link below to all of the spec sheets so you can see the difference. But for me, it is cheaper, it is lighter. I'm just going to test that the escape road works. It does indeed. And you can have compelling VR sim racing experiences in it. I need to work out though I feel like the stuff in the foreground feels bigger, and I haven't quite got stuff in the foreground in the distance yet. So that's something for me to tweak with the IPD and with the settings and stuff like that. But as an initial video, we're obviously going to follow up. Here we go. This is the Pimax Crystal Light. You need to let me know in the comments, please, please, please. What do you want to see me do with this headset? And I can try it out. But for me, the main thing is it's lighter. And ultimately, am I going to keep my Pimax Crystal connected? No, I'm not. As far as I'm concerned, I'm now on the Pimax Crystal Light. And I'm going to be trying to see what I can do to just sort of finesse this to get it exactly how I want it. There we go. Hope you enjoyed it. There is a link in the description. It will be an affiliate link actually for Pimax. So if you do click that and buy a headset, I will get a commission, just so you know. But thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.